Have at it.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us again. Week 2, if you can believe it. Our second one, our first one, we really had a great time, and hopefully this one adds a lot of value as well. So we're going to do just sort of a reminder of what the Mastermind series is really quick. This is only meant to be sort of 15 minutes of show and tell of a cool concept that we're using inside the system that will get you business. And then you guys are going to jump in, talk about it, ask questions, ask other questions, wherever you want to take it. Second bit is the VOW feed. This came up last week, and the VOW feed is basically the MLS's data source for sold data. And we need that in our system. We're going to talk about that more today. But to sort of keep that in the back of VOW, write that down. All right, so we want to sort of just do a quick recap of last week. We did paid advertising listing blasts inside the system and had some good success. And Braden, why don't you tell us sort of your couple of stories that happened from that quickly from last week, and then if anybody else had tried it, maybe quickly jump in and let us know what happened. But Braden, what happened?
Yeah, so I had a couple successes come out of the listing blast. I ended up with 4 new leads. I spent $136, had 52 clicks. So the 2 success stories that I've got, the first one is, funny enough, during last week's class, while we were all in here, my AI bot was hosting a conversation with a lead that had come in. So after class, when I went through all my notifications, I realized that there was this long text thread that this client had been having with my AI bot. Had no idea what was going on. So I read over the whole thing, reached out to the client. They currently live in New Mexico. They're looking to retire in about 5 years and move to Utah. And I asked them, because they own their house in New Mexico outright. I was like, "Do you guys want to invest? Like, what are you thinking?" And they're like, "Nah, we want to stay where we're at. We enjoy life. Like, we don't want any other payments, obligations." Said, totally get it. So they're going to write it out, but they've got hot sheets set up. They're getting reminders, market reports of what's going on in the areas they're looking. And they are actively looking at homes on my site anywhere between 800 and 1.2. So to have an at-bat at a potential client for $136. And then the other one I got is a first-time buyer scenario. I was able to get him to reply to 2 or 3 texts, and then he's just completely stopped replying. We're all familiar with ghosting. So between myself and I've also tried to connect him to a lender. So I've got the lender reaching out as well. So hopefully we can get that one brought back in and converted.
Okay, so great stories, a few bucks spent, and great opportunities. Now, remember, we're not trying to close a deal for $130. That would be great.
If only.
In fact, if that's all we did, this would be the only thing we all do. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We're looking for those opportunities and opportunities to keep sort of filling up our CRM and get opportunities to manage people. Braden is way out ahead with his lead. And most times when people find someone that they like and they're working with, they don't switch. So likely that one that Braden's working at 800 to 1.2 million, when that comes around, it's probably Braden's. Especially if he stays in constant contact and keeps working. Yeah. And fortunately, that's what the CRM does, right? Okay, anybody else? Did anybody else try the listing blast between last week? Anybody want to chime in if they did? You'll have to unmute yourself if you do. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. So I had a listing that went live about a month ago. We just closed today, and it went under contract so fast that I never actually got my listing blast out, but I paid for it. So can I do like a sold blast, like use that and then just use it as more like it just sold type thing? Or
in my case, I would find another listing in your brokerage if you don't have one, and I would blast that because that one could sell, right?
Okay.
Whereas the other one, it's
drawing more buyers.
Yeah, you draw buyers, and that's what you're looking for. So that's what I would do if it was me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. Great question.
All right.
Jana's got her hand up. Go for it, Jana.
Oh, so I just was going to tell you, I did a listing blast last week.
Awesome.
And didn't spend, I think I spent $60, maybe $75.
Yep.
And I got 5 leads from it. So I'm kind of nurturing some of those along, but for the most part, I've set up with hot sheets and they've been really engaging on my site.
Nice.
One issue I'm having is when I try to send them a market report, it doesn't show the area.
Today,
Like for Draper.
today when we talk about BOWs, that will solve your problem.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So we're ahead of you on that.
Okay.
So we will
Thanks.
solve that today. Okay, cool. I'm glad hopefully everybody's giving it a try. We're getting leads out of it, so give it a shot.
I've been using it every week for probably 4 months.
That's awesome. And Robert, have you, what's your conversion rate? What's kind of your success where you're at right now?
I have several people in the pipeline. One of the people I actually got a listing presentation out of, but I didn't get it, which kind of sucks. So, it does have the ability, but I pay about $110 a week.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome that you at least had a listing blast opportunity, because real estate, we all hear it's a numbers game. So you get in front of one, go get in front of a few more. And you're going to stick one. It just takes a matter of opportunities.
I'm working 2 people. Lisa's working a couple people that have come in ones that we did from listing blasts we did back in October.
Oh, wow.
They were still nurturing.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Thank you, Robert.
All right, so that sort of leads us to today's subject, and we want to kind of jump in and make sure we get time to cover the cool stuff. So we were talking to Jessica. In fact, Braden, Jessica reached out to you.
Yeah. So after last week's class, and this is just a quick snippet. If you guys have topics you want us to cover, tell us, because if we only hear from one, we did hear from Elisa as well just later on. Send in your ideas, send what you want to chat about, because if we only get one, that's what we're going to take and go with. But yeah, Jessica gave me a call last week, and she brought up a very valid and fair point. As realtors, we go on a commission roller coaster every so often. And occasionally, maybe you're not in a scenario to do paid leads. You're like, the idea of spending another $400 or $500 a month on lead generation could be detrimental to your finances. So Jessica brought up a very good idea of what about free lead gen opportunities and options. So we got with Jessica, brainstormed, heard what she was doing. And it's working. It's a great idea and a great opportunity to generate free leads.
And what she was saying was she wanted to give the sort of the Captivate full treatment like the CRM is getting on paid leads. She wanted those for her free leads. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. How do we give the full AI and custom reports and drip campaigns and everything that the CRM does? How do we apply that to the free leads? So the system's doing as much work as it possibly can for us. Jessica, are you there? Can you pipe in for a second? I saw her.
I am here.
Oh, there we go.
And Braden, can you pin her for a second?
Yep.
There we go. So Jessica, give us maybe the 1 minute sort of rundown of, because there's lots of ways of getting free leads. So give us sort of the 1 minute rundown of what you're doing to pick up some free leads.
Absolutely. I've been using Facebook Marketplace either for really cheap, like spending $1 or $2 a day, or just totally for free. And I think I told you that I've found that when you add a video to it, I'm getting about triple the views. And I've been particularly highlighting other properties that are not my listings, but that are within our brokerage, mostly what I've been doing. And then when people contact me, I've been trying to set them up on a hot sheet as quickly as possible. And it's been working. I've had a lot of success with responding with my voice in Messenger. And that's been really great. And I've been getting clients that way.
Okay. Braden, can you share a screen at this point? And if it's okay, Jessica, we found one of your listings on Marketplace.
Okay. I tried to fix some of the potential compliance issues as well after we talked.
We found one that you got updated. So let's look at that one.
Yep. I will share that one.
Okay. And so this is Jessica's, basically not your listing, correct? This is somebody else's listing?
Correct.
Okay, so Braden, if you can just sort of click us through some of the pictures there
Yeah.
on the listing. And
Mhm.
so this is nothing surprising. Now, Jessica, you told me that sometimes you're taking your own pictures of the property. Is that right?
Correct. In this case, I did not, but I did recurate because they had too many pictures in their listing, and I think it was distracting. So I resorted and reorganized the photos, and took out a whole bunch of ones that they'd included, which were unnecessary.
And then Braden, would you get to the page with the URL on it? 'Cause
Now,
I think- So tell us what you've done here.
I just made a page in Canva, and I have had a lot. I can't remember how many for this particular listing, but I would say 30 to 50 people, like maybe 50 for this one, actually manually type in. So that's my vanity URL, or the utah.eco is my Captivate site. And I created a landing page, and people are landing on it. And I actually did get some buyers out of it. Unfortunately, in this particular case, the listing agent the seller was really difficult in scheduling. And so it didn't actually turn in too much, but
Yeah.
I did get leads from it. And it's pretty unusual.
You had,
that
yeah,
seller-
you had opportunity.
So
I did. He made it difficult, so that was kind of unusual. I found it's kind of hit or miss with these. Sometimes I'll get one listing, and I think everybody who's got different listings knows the different leads come from different ones. Some
sure.
of them are really, really hot. I've gotten many buyers off of one listing, and sometimes I'll get very little, but I did get some off of this one. I liked it because it was in my neighborhood, so I tried to pick one that I would be very happy to show on a short notice.
right.
Yeah.
Now, Braden, show me where that URL takes us.
Yeah. So that URL, here you go. Let me reshare. This one right here. And that takes us to right here.
Okay, just scroll down. Does this look familiar to anybody? Scroll down. There we go. Yeah, this is your CRM website. You all have this. And so when they go here, she's tying them right into the CRM. And if they register, then we're getting all of that cool, same stuff with the paid listing, the AI engagement.
Yeah.
We're getting to spy on what they're looking at. If they look at different properties, we're getting this behind the scenes information that helps us convert. And as you can see, not her listing, but right there, IDX feed, it pulls in who's listing it. Braden's got that highlighted in green.
Yep.
Okay, Braden, so let's, thank you, Jessica, for sort of showing us. We want to now sort of look at, now, this is one of many ways of getting free leads. You might just talk to somebody and get a free lead. Or you might have it. I'm here in Florida, so there's no KSL here, but we have Craigslist and we have Facebook Marketplace. So lots of ways of getting, but the idea is if we can pull them into the CRM can start doing some heavy lifting for us. So Braden, let's look at, let's see our Captivate page here. Let's go into people.
One. You're wanting the people one?
Yeah, so go into people. Okay. So here's the first thing. Sorry, I lied. I want to go into
the to this one.
AI sales assistant. Okay, if you all go into your system in marketing, on the left-hand side, it says Lofty AI, and then 1, 2, 3, third one down says AI sales assistant. You want to make sure, and it's default, so it probably is, you want to make sure that AI is turned on and functioning on your site. If you did, you scroll down, you would find 3 tabs, buyer, seller, renter. If that says all, if all of those say all, then AI is turned on in every situation. Now, if you really get customized, you can go in there and change what you'd like, but I'd start off with all, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people into the system, engaging, so we can kind of spy on them, see what they're doing, and then serve them in a meaningful way. Okay, now go into people.
I'm actually wondering if I can give a suggestion. When you're looking at that, the AI sales assistant, I've had some bad experiences with it that you guys should be aware of. It will, since it's trying to be proactive, it doesn't seem to be restricted unless you restrict it to those like active hours you see 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. It will message people in the middle of the night. You need to be aware of that.
So, it'd be a good idea to
2 or
change
3 or
those
4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's going to be often, if you don't select the issues that you're looking for, it will be spamming people. So it's a good idea to go and see which things you actually want to be dealing with them. Otherwise, these leads could be getting something like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 texts a day from you, and just it's going to be spammed, and they're just going to say, "I want out." So just something to keep in mind when setting this up is if you give everything the whole power, it will use it and abuse it.
Right?
Good to know.
Thanks for the feedback, Robert. This is from somebody who's doing it, so good advice. One thing I want to point out is if you put a lead into the system manually, so let's go to your test lead there. We just set up a test one so you can see it. If we get into the the column with the details and scroll down that column, we're going to find that the AI, can you highlight that?
Yep.
Okay, you got Braden the agent and the AI bot below that. And you see how it says unmute? If you manually put somebody in, the default is that they are muted, meaning the AI will not engage with them. So if you manually put somebody in the system and you want the AI to engage, you can go in there and click this unmute button and then choose what it is you want the AI assistant to do. Okay, so if they come in through the website, landing page, however they get there, Zillow, anything that ports them into our system, and you have the AI turned on in that last page, then it will function in those websites. If it's a manual, you added your mom, you added your brother, whoever you added, it will not function unless you intentionally turn it on.
Yeah.
So, all right.
And then Liz, I saw your chat walking through a posting a listing on Facebook. That's going to be, I guess, part 1 of that is that'll be either a how-to or that's not something we're going to walk through on the mastermind. And then within being compliant, just double check with your broker. That's the best piece of advice I've got from just making sure you're within compliance. Just check with your broker, make sure you're checking the boxes, and you should be good.
And compliance from posting those on Facebook Marketplace are very similar to what we did last week. You need the listing agent's permission. You need the seller's permission. If you're using somebody else's photos that aren't yours, you need the permission of the photographer, unless the listing agent owns those rights. And then, let's see, what's the 4th thing, Braden? I just drew a blank.
One click away.
In no way represent that listing as your own. Make sure there's nothing on there that someone could misconstrue that as being your listing. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. So the first thing is we want to make sure AI is functioning. We want to drive people to our website if possible. The second thing we want to do, let's go into engagement. And this is what Jan was bringing up here. We'll talk about the market reports. Obviously, number 1, property alerts.
Set up property alerts.
Hot sheets, whatever we want to call them. You want people, and Mike says this over and over, you want people in there looking at houses because that's what real estate's all about. So if you do not know what they want, what do we do, Braden?
Just set something up, guess and go. Quick insert story for that. I've done the guess and go before, and I made it unrealistic. I mean, this was just me just kind of messing around. Got a lead. They didn't reply, wouldn't text, wouldn't email, nothing. But I set them up on hot sheets and I put them in Utah County for like $1 million plus. And they reached back. They ended up reaching out to me after a while of engaging with the hot sheets going out. Said, "Hey, Braden, we're actually shopping in Salt Lake County and the budget's up to $600,000. Here's what we're looking for." Great. I forced engagement. Now I can at least send them meaningful information and not just looky-loo properties. And they kept engaging with those properties. Now, haven't transacted, haven't turned into anything, but I got engaged with a lead that was cold just because I set up property alerts.
Absolutely. So market reports, so get those set up one way or the other. Sometimes a system, if you've got automation turned on, sometimes it'll set that up for you based on what they're, but always go into your lead and check, make sure the property alerts.
Yeah.
Whether the system does it or you do it, make sure they have them. Number 2, market reports. So market report, I think you have a view for us of the example, Braden.
Yes, I do. I've got that right here. Let me clear those annotations. Okay.
Show us this just quickly.
So this is just, I ran one for A4062 for Pleasant Grove. Tells you current market conditions, median list price, current pending listing, so it's under contract. Tells you year over year what's going on. So it says Pleasant Grove's down 5% from the last 12 months. Talks about stability. Median sale to list ratio has decreased by 1% from last year. The amount of closed deals going on.
It's nice stats and your pretty picture at the bottom, right?
Yep.
Now show me the buttons, because this is what I'm more interested in.
So you have view properties for sale. This will take at least your client to a landing page with a preset condition of the zip code or the cities that you put in place. So when they click on that button, as you can see, it took me straight to A4062. Active listings, that's the only filter in place when they click on that button. So it's showing them you're interested in Pleasant Grove. Here's what's going on, and here's listings in Pleasant Grove.
So the hot sheets take them to our website. The market report takes them to our website.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody getting what we're trying to do? We're trying to get them to our website. If they start searching on your website, people get into a habit. They will not search on other places. We want them intentionally. We want their behavior to be searching on your website, because you're getting that information and nobody else is getting it. So again, just multiple times of keeping them engaged. All right, so let's look at, let's go back to our market report page in the CRM. Yeah, under engagement. So now Janice said, hey, I went in and this didn't work. Braden, why didn't it work?
That is due to the VOW feed. So just to clarify, IDX feed is active and pending, which is why you can have a website with all the active and pending listings. The VOW feed is for sold data specifically. And so you can't send market reports of information of what's going on in the market without having the sold data attached to it. So if you are facing issues where it says there's not enough information or that area doesn't work, anything along that line that doesn't allow you to save it, you're going to need to go double check your VOW feed, which I did put a how-to inside of the GroupMe. So,
and if you're not in the GroupMe, and just ask and we'll send it to you by email.
Yeah, we'll kick it out.
Looks like we got a hand from Emily.
Emily, go for it.
Hey, yeah. So I was just sort of playing around as you guys are talking in this engagement section, and I was going to try and create a new home report. And I received a message that says you have reached the maximum number of home reports available with your package. Review other package options here. What does that mean?
So everyone gets 5 free home reports to send out. Now you can upgrade, which I've upgraded.
Okay.
And I tagged in my lender. I'll write this one down for a how-to video, but I brought in my lender. They're splitting the cost with me on it. So it's like $29 a month for 200 reports. So that's what I've done, is allowing for more home reports. I've split it with the lender that I use, and now you just send more of them out.
So 5 reports per month is what comes free. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. And $29.99 will give you 200.
That's if it's split cost. If you take the whole cost, it's like $60.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so property alerts, market reports, we want to make sure those are going out. And of course, if it's appropriate, also send out a home report and a CMA if it's appropriate to the listing. All right, so Liz asked if we're looking for.
Yes, that is still in the works, but personal opinion, I don't want to hold up my business based on whether that works out or not. So I would recommend jumping into it head first, use it, leverage it, and then if it converts into deals, I mean, which I've had deals convert from previous home report instances. So I believe in it. I use it. But yes, that is still in the works right now.
All right, Mark's got a question. Oh,
Mark
needs-
Robin, man, he's up with the VO, even with the guide, it will not allow me to proceed to request the VOW. Let's chat offline. Mark, I'll reach out to you separately.
Thank you.
so everyone try the video. If that works for you, if you get stuck, then as always, reach out.
Yeah.
We'll get you there. So, okay. So get them into AI, get them into the website, get them a drip campaign of property alerts, market reports. The other thing after that point, the next thing we want to do is get in contact with them. We now need to talk to them because the next thing in that nurturing campaign is we need to find out what they're all about, what they're trying to accomplish, any way we can. Phone call, text, however we can get a hold of them. We need to talk to them. Why? Because that helps us serve them again in the way that they need. Are they buying? Are they selling? Are they moving in a month? Are they moving in a year? We don't know any of that stuff until we get a hold of them. So after we sort of get the system working on them and nurturing them, we got to get a hold of them. And then once we do, we'll get into, in one of these future classes, into the smart plans and other sort of drip campaigns that are more meaningful to them in that pipeline step. And then we can apply even more, but again, meaningful at the time. And so we'll show you that one in the future because we haven't quite got to that. And then the very last thing that you want to do is the Closely app. Braden, how do you send a Closely app? If I'm in the leads contact page, which you are, how do I send the app? Now, again,
So
sorry, one quick question. What is the Closely app? And then tell me how to send it.
Yeah, so the Closely app is your home buyer app. So it's like Zillow or Realtor.com app, but it's tied to your CRM. So you want to get your buyer shopping using the Closely app as much as possible, because that is going to allow you to see what's going on. If they interact with a calculator, if they save listings, if they request showings, it is all coming straight back to you and not going through Zillow. And then you've got to compete with 5, 6, 7, 8 other agents to get your own client's business that started shopping because you connected with them anyways. So you're going to want to send them the application. You're going to want to send them the link. To do so from this page, you'll go to these 3 dots right here, send Closely link, and it pre-templates this text for you, and you just click on send. Now, if you don't want to send it through the system directly, you'll just copy this link right here and text it to them, however you want to get it to them, email, text, whatever. And that link goes to the same spot, takes them to to whatever app store they use, depending on their device. They download the app and they start searching. Now, don't tell them to just go download Closely. Otherwise, that is a free lead that gets connected to another agent. So make sure it comes from your link, because this string right here at the very end, this little section, that's what ties it back to you as an agent.
So again, don't tell them to go into the Apple Store or the marketplace and find Closely and download it. That's a generic one.
Make sure you send them the link.
We want them going to yours. Now, again, quickly, one more time, where do you go to do that?
Yes. So you go to these 3 dots and go to send Closely link.
Okay, that's it right there. 2 clicks. Mark's got a question. Mark.
On that Closely link, is there any tutorials so that I can better get knowledgeable myself on using that?
I don't have any videos around it, but I could definitely make some around it. It's pretty straightforward. What I've done is I sent it to myself and I use it as a consumer. I even have my wife using it to shop for homes for funsies, and whatever she's doing, I'm tracking. And then it's like, okay, well, I want to see if this works. So then whether I do it myself or I have someone else test it for me, that's been the quickest way to learn what you can and can't do within the app and what is tracked and what isn't.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll see if, Braden, let's write ourselves a note and see if we can find a video or YouTube, something out there on it, and see if we can get that to you.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so we've definitely gone over our quick 15 minutes of show and tell. We somehow hit a half an hour. But we want to sort of open it up to you guys, sort of questions about free leads, how we apply any of this that we've been showing you today. Hopefully it's been pretty straightforward, but if you have questions about it, now's the time. And then once we've exhausted those questions, just anything and everything you guys want to talk about at that point. So don't be shy.
Or if you have other free lead options that you're leveraging, I mean, this is to be shared and to be and to be a group effort to learn how to generate more leads. I mean, we're all in the same boat. We need more leads, more deals.
And thank you, Jessica, for sharing.
Yes.
Hey, there we go. Mark.
Okay, Mark.
So my question on like the listing blast, I have a listing. I like to learn, and this is like for another future class, is how do you show the reports of all the interactions that's coming in, the views, the impressions, and all that, to send that over to your sellers?
Okay, so you want to sort of show them that, hey, we're getting good value out of what we're doing, and I'm getting a lot of clicks and engagement on your listing.
Correct.
Okay. I believe the system has that data, right, Braden?
Yes, it does. So here you go. I'll share my screen real quick.
And then while he's looking at, we'll come to Jana and Emily right after that.
So if you go into marketing, go to listing blast and go view details and go to completed, you can see specifically which listings did well, which blast did well, and you can see where your money was spent. So I spent $67.60. This is on Ashley's listing, 808 impressions, 26 clicks. Click-through rate was 3.22, and I got 2 new leads. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, that's where that's at. I guess I don't know what other data you're looking for from the listing blast. So hopefully that helps, Mark.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Jana, what have you got?
Okay, my question is maybe for Jessica or you guys. So she said when you post a video on Facebook Marketplace, that gets more interaction than just straight photos. So is the video that you post, is that one that, like, if it's not my listing, that the agent has made for the listing, or is that something that you create yourself?
Let's have Jessica, if you're still available, to chime in on that one.
Hi. Well, part of why I reached out to Braden is because I know that when you create a page in Lofty, you can click to auto generate a listing video. And so I had done that, and I was like, I would like to import that into Facebook, but I couldn't figure out how to do that yet. So the videos that I've been doing are when I'm at the house. I usually just film like walking up to the door, and that usually is enough to increase my views. But I would really like to be able to use the listing feature that generates those videos.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm still looking into if there's a way to export those, like a direct export. But yes, so Jessica's doing her own videos, but that's for the time being. Hopefully have another solution here in the near future.
And I do make sure to get written permission if I
Yes.
take any of my own photos or videos to make sure.
Yeah. Always permission helps, covers
That's
our
everybody.
All right, so let's go to
Emily. Let's see.
somebody.
Emily Robinette, you put your hand down. Are you good? Do you still have a question, or did that answer your question as well?
Yeah, sorry, my question was answered. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, and then Liz, I personally use CapCut. I haven't used their pictures to make a CapCut before. If I'm taking a video, I'm getting written permission, making a video myself, and then I'm editing my video within CapCut or Camtasia. Those are the 2 systems that I use for editing. So
Cool. We got other questions. Do we have things you guys want to cover in future masterminds? Anything you're like, man, I really want to learn more about this feature, or I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z. We have plenty of our own, and we'll keep sharing them. But if you got stuff you want, let us know. Sam,
go for it.
you're on mute, Sam.
Rookie. There we go. Okay. You're still muted, Sam.
Down at the bottom of your screen, there should be a little microphone icon. Is that not working? Can you unmute him, Braden? From your end?
I can. It doesn't give me permissions to do so. Let's see here.
Maybe Sam, you might have to type us your question in the chat if we can't get you on the speaker here. And now he's frozen, which, oh, he's back in.
He's still muted.
There we go.
There we go.
Rookie my ass. Anyway. Yeah, the talking to people about what to do with their home equity and buying into investment properties, I think would be an awesome class.
Yeah.
Home equity assessment is what Mike calls that. Yeah, let's do that. That is the flip side of pathway to qualification.
Okay.
So a lot of sort of the same. We're talking about earning equity, pathway to qualification, creating equity, and then the flip side of that is I already have it. Now what do I do with it?
Exactly. That's what I was in my way getting at.
Nice. Mark's given us a +1 on that topic. So
Yep.
good. Awesome.
Liz backs that one too.
Any other suggestions of what you guys would like to talk about in the masterminds? This FYI, the smart plans are coming up. I've probably got another 5 or 6 built and probably got another 6 or 7 to go, and test them and make sure they're all functioning, and then we'll release those to all of you.
Yeah, and then I am curious if you guys saw Elisa's chat in the group me. She's thinking one of the things she recommended was going over the daily power hours, making sure it's clear of what you should be doing each day. Do you guys like that? I got a thumbs up from Sam. I see Marianne shaking her head. Jana gave a thumbs up.
Okay, that sounds like a popular one. Let's do that one too.
Okay. So power hours. And Liz is wanting a tutorial on Facebook Marketplace. Liz, I'll put that on my list. I've got some more pressing videos I'm working on right now, but that one, just know it is on the list to film.
Okay. Sam's giving us the thumb up on that one as well. So
yeah,
awesome. Jessica's asking for SEO, search engine optimization.
Okay. I will write that one down.
And so everyone, just FYI, the things I'd like you to take home from today is VOW. Let's make sure your systems are connected on that one. And Braden's going to send out a tutorial on that. Give the tutorial video a shot. If that works for you, great. If it doesn't, get a hold of us. We'll get it figured out with Lofty. Mike's took what, 3 days, and yours took several weeks. So
yeah, Mike's took 3 days. Mine took 6 weeks. So
I think that might be the MLS.
And I know, Marianne, how long did yours take? Because you and I had talked forever ago when you submitted, and you texted me the other day and said it finally went through.
Yeah, just this week it finally went through. I think it was at least 2 months, but it was
So Marianne was close to 8 weeks. Yeah. So
let's get on that, just because if it takes some time, let's make sure you've got that so you can be sending out those market reports. As you saw the value of them, you saw how it drove traffic back into your website with people looking at properties. So it's a good value.
Yes, Jessica, I'll also send it out via email. Let's see, Liz took 4 weeks and she had to send her broker the permission email twice. So we've got kind of a mix and match, everything near and far. So definitely once you will receive an email, and I go over this in the tutorial video, you'll receive an email with instructions how to do it. If you're in Utah, it's request a letter from your broker permission, have them send it to Lofty's MLS team, and then they work with MLS to finalize connection. So, but yes, I'll send it via email. And then Marianne, you've got your hand up. That you're muted.
the broker got me the permission really fast. It was the actual MLS that took so long.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, everything near and far in between. So,
yeah. So just be aware. Good thing to get going. All right. I think we're at the end here. Please, if you have any questions about what we did today, feel free to ask. If you have other questions, feel free to ask. We're here to support you guys and make sure that you're successful in your business and you're getting the most out of all of the coaching and all of the value that CRM has. If you haven't, there are several coaching programs in your CaptivateAgent.com, and you have all the permission and they're already assigned to you. These are the $20,000 listing presentation. All of these Mike updated between this year and last year. So if you saw it 2-3 years ago, you probably want to jump back in and see what's there. Beyond that, there are assets that he's created, stuff in Canva that's pre-built for you. You can pull those down, put your own marketing into it, and use them in your listing presentations and others. He's got a cool one on virtual home tours. Big thing down here in Florida where we have a lot of people coming in from out of state, but you guys kind of get that from California moving into Utah. So same idea. So virtual home tours. So go in and look at those things if you haven't. They're part of your package. You already have access to them. Log in, go to your my courses, and they're right on that page. You can launch them from there.
Yes.
And that's CaptivateAgent.com. So
I believe that is it. If you guys, I mean, Mark Robinette brought up a point. He's not getting the GroupMe notifications. If you are not getting those notifications or you're not part of the thread, send an email or contact me directly. I will resend an invite, download GroupMe, jump in there. That's kind of what we're using for all of our announcements within Captivate right now. So you definitely want to be a part of that thread so we can get you updates and more information as we go.
And then Sam, were you waving goodbye or did you have a question?
No, I couldn't find I don't think I'm in
the GroupMe.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep sending it out by email as well, because we don't want to miss you in the one if you're not on the GroupMe. So
for sure.
You guys get a lot of emails too. So
okay, and Liz isn't either. Okay, for the 3 that I know, I'll take a look into that. I'll send you invites. But yes, I will also start using email a little bit more. So
cool. All right, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Day. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
See ya.
See you, everybody.
Thank you mucho.
All right, you're good, Braden.
Okay.